welcome back. It is your boy Book Urban, and I'm here with a very, very special guest on our urban topic, episode 13. We have a very, very special guest today, Miss Elle Kersey, the owner, the creator, the founder of the new brand Lux Maverick. We want to say thank you and congratulate you for coming down with us today and just speaking with us more about your brand and just the introduction of this new Lux Maverick release that you plan on doing. I believe it's in March, right?
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay, so for people who may not know you, Miss Kersey, just explain for everybody, like, where are you from?
I am from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Okay. What Will Smith say? West Philadelphia, born and raised.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
That's where I spent most of my day. That's all right. Okay, and so how did you find your way to South Carolina?
Both of my parents are from South Carolina,
Okay.
so I've always had I feel like a dual citizen.
Definitely. We definitely appreciate you, and we definitely welcome you here to the South, and want to say thank you for bringing your services and your knowledge to our state and just to our communities. So, what is your profession?
I am a post-injury recovery specialist.
Okay. And so, as far as like an injury recovery specialist, is that just a form of therapy, like physical therapy, that people can come to you for to just regain and recoup from any injury that they may have experienced, whether it be from sports or accidents or anything of that nature?
Yes. So what happens is I specialize in helping people who have had injuries for like chronic injuries and it's been for a long time. So essentially helping people to, after your physical therapy, after your surgery, after all those things have happened, if you're still experiencing pain or discomfort or restriction, like range of motion problems, then I'm the person you come see.
Definitely. That's awesome. It's actually an awesome service. There's so many athletes, especially from our area, that they don't really reach out. All they know is just to go to the doctor and have that one surgery, and they think that it's going to be fine, but they don't realize, like, 5-10 years down the road, once that weather changes and it gets colder, that knee gonna start hurting real bad, and you're gonna have to go see somebody about it, whether it be a chiropractor or an injury recovery specialist as yourself. Okay, so like, what influenced you to get into this industry or just into this field? Like, where did you get your start? Just basically in the medical field, as you may say.
Well, that's really it's a very convoluted way, I would say. Most of my experience, I would say, kind of has come from hands-on. What I do, there's not a lot of other people who do it because the medical industry is a very specific thing. And so what we have done as consumers is try to expand what the medical industry is designed to do.
Okay.
So, but what your doctor will tell you is surgery is the first step on your journey to recovery. Right? So then the next thing happens is you go to physical therapy. Then after that, most people just fall off. They kind of go home and tuck their tail because they don't know what else to do.
Yeah.
So what's been happening over the last few years is the expanded service options, and it's called integrative medicine.
Gotcha.
And so now you have all these things, like you were talking about chiropractic care.
Yes.
Several years ago, chiropractic care was considered quackery.
I got you.
Just like massage.
Yes.
Now it's like standard.
Yes.
And that's basically what's happening. There's several options that are coming to the forefront, and I just happen to be a specialist in one of them.
Got you. And we all know that recovering from injuries can definitely be a painful and a strenuous just process. But anybody that's trying to better that situation and get people back to where they are by removing that pain and just those injuries, like, for good, you know what I mean, like almost permanently, that's definitely a necessity to our community, especially for so many people here. All right, so what things do you have planned with the introduction of your Lux Maverick brands that's coming for? Like, what can people look forward to?
Well, the first thing that we're going to do is we're doing a virtual summit series called Master Your Recovery. And so it's all about mastering your recovery without excessive pain or excessive rehab, or I call it the yo-yo effect, where you improve a little bit and then you try to use your legs or your arms or your knee or whatever, and then the pain comes back. because it didn't fully heal.
Okay.
So the summit is about it tells the stories of people like professional athletes mostly who have been injured and had to go to an extreme measures or to get themselves to a place where they can actually um, be fully recovered.
Gotcha. Gotcha. And when is your summit?
The summit is starts on the 11th. There's 6 dates.
Okay.
Each one corresponds to a major sporting event. So the 11th, since the Super Bowl is on the 13th.
Yeah.
So only on the 11th is so we have a professional football player, Reggie Clark.
Okay.
He used to play for the Steelers, I believe. I'm so sorry, Reggie, if that's not right. But he's in, and his he was injured, and they misdiagnosed him as it being a psychological issue.
Okay.
Then so he was getting treated that way, and then what happened was they ended up finding out that he had CTE.
Oh wow. Okay.
Right. So that's a big thing. So I've been working on protocols really to help with the causes of CTE because I have some experience in working with traumatic brain injury patients,
Yes, ma'am.
and what I found is that because my specialty of all things is scar tissue elimination and reduction.
Gotcha.
So that connection to the CTE experience is huge.
Yes.
So I'm trying. So the goal, right, is to continue to develop options for what is really debilitating and very devastating, especially for someone who's like 20s, 30s years old, and their bodies are like 60, 70 years old.
Yeah.
There's a lot of research out about that.
Gotcha. Okay. So you got 6 dates coming up for your summit, and and the first one is going to take place 2 days before the Super Bowl on February the 11th.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And so, when do you actually plan on launching the Lux Maverick brand? Like, when do you plan on opening the doors to your new brand and to this new form of injury recovery, so you can be able to gain more clients and just help people out in our community?
So we're gonna open in March.
Okay, I got you. So you're gonna release the Lux Maverick brand like specifically and officially in March of 2022. All right. So what all do you plan to accomplish with this first launch of the Lux Maverick brand? Like, what do you plan to accomplish? What are your goals?
So one is education. Okay, so what I do is I offer scar therapy, and if you just think of scar tissue removal, elimination, and range of motion issues, those would be my top two things. Okay. Because those things are what cause you the pain, right? Yes. So people want to get out of pain. There are people suffering, and a lot of the services that are offered are painful.
Yes.
So what our service is not painful. It is there's immediate relief. What my goal is to help people to achieve to master their recovery without extra time, right? And without without having to go backwards. Definitely. Right? So that's the kind of thing, like, you can get certain treatments where they injure the tissue again. And then it sets you back, and then you supposed to feel better after. So I feel like that's you've already been down the gauntlet of pain. Nobody wants to revisit that. So the goal is to help people get recovered quickly. So what we offer is the opportunity for people to actually, in a few days, which always sounds crazy. People are like, really, a few days? I'm like, absolutely. Within a few days, you are able to fully recover and never have to get back in that yo-yo.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so that's what we're offering, and that's why we're launching the brand in March in this way.
Definitely. We're definitely looking forward to that. I got one question for you that can like specifically help out the youth in our community. Anybody just aspiring to get into this field of integrated medicine. What would be your advice or your suggestion for anybody that's looking forward to get into integrated medicine?
Integrative medicine has a lot of different branches to it. So whatever you are interested in as far as like if you want to be a chiropractor or physical therapy. I think sports medicine, kinesiology, those types of things are really something to focus on. Um, we are going to be offering training at our facility
Awesome.
for people to learn how to do what I am is I'm a microcurrent master, right? So most people have heard of microcurrent. If you've ever done anything in sports medicine, it's kind of where it's sort of similar to TENS unit, where they put the stickers on you and just let the machine run. But what we offer is a more custom approach to the use of microcurrent, so people are able to get more expedient and more in a much deeper level of recovery.
Okay, and that's awesome that you're offering training at your facilities. Just that's awesome. I mean, I never really heard anybody that's doing that right now so far. That's even offering to train people to learn more about the profession, to give them an upside, and just to give them a thrust out into that field. Um, okay, I'm gonna ask you a question. This is what I ask all of my guests.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we know that you from Philadelphia, but you're also spending a lot of time here in South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Just from your experience, what's one thing that you love and one thing that you dislike about being here from the South or just in the South in general, South Carolina specifically?
Okay, so there are many, I would say, of both. The thing that always kind of stands out is the weather.
Okay.
Because we can definitely go to very social things, but the weather, I would think, is kind of a top of mind.
Really?
Because because South Carolina is a swamp. We live in a swamp.
It's definitely humid in the summer. People don't understand that.
Yes, it's and every time I say that, my daughter Melanie, she goes, "Get out of my swamp."
Yeah.
But anyway, so we live in a swamp, and so in the summer it is, yes, extremely humid, and my hair is natural.
Yeah.
So that's a problem.
Okay.
But so it's a love hate kind of situation with the weather, and I guess the thing that I don't like, I don't know if I don't like it. I think it could be improved, and it would be um, education and access. It's improving constantly. It really is. It's come a long way, but I think that access for more people to become aware of the types of industries that are available, and have people have access to, or at an early age, be able to experience those type of industries, because the world is changing. COVID changed everything.
Constantly.
But before that, things were changing, and since COVID, everything's still changing. So to give a broader view, I think so the education system can help children have an earlier start and a broader view as to what's available, because you have kids that are starting their own businesses and doing all kinds of things everywhere.
Yeah.
So I would love to see that improve here.
Definitely. That's awesome. That's an awesome response,
Thanks.
Ms. Kersey. So for anybody, we know that you're releasing your summit on February the 11th for your Lux Maverick, just to give people more insight and more understanding of actually what is it to have like injury recovery in the way that you're offering it through microcurrent services. And we also understand that you're actually going to release the Lux Maverick brand itself in general in March of 2022. How can people get in contact with you? How can people find you if they wanted to contact with you to become a potential client, if they wanted to find out more about your services in your profession? If people wanted to come to you to see about getting trained in this profession, in this industry, how can they contact you? How can they reach you?
It's easy to find us. Our website is Luxe, Luxe Maverick, MAVERICK.com. You can find information about the summit on Instagram and Facebook under Master Your Recovery Virtual Summit Series.
Okay.
To become a direct client, you would have to go to luxemaverick.com and request a consultation, because my book is very, very full. So I only see a small amount of clients every year. So that's why it's so important for us to begin to train people, I work mostly with professional athletes and top performing executives, and you'll see all that on the website. I want to be clear about that. But we are working on being able to help people everywhere. There are other microcurrent therapists around the world. I'm not the only one, but I am one of the best ones. So,
And you right here in South Carolina too. People
yeah,
in the upstate.
right.
Yeah.
And that was the kind of the goal. The goal was to stay here and help people on a global scale. So I do a lot of traveling to my clients because, well, you're injured, so you aren't going to get on a plane and come fly see me.
Yeah, not
right?
too quick.
Yeah.
Definitely. Okay, and so do you have any other so you got your website? How can we find you on social media?
On We're on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, and just look up Lux Maverick. Everything's under Lux Maverick.
Gotcha. And that's LUXE Maverick.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. All right, guys. So we just had a dope interview. Just finding out more about this integrated medicine industry and just a new way of recovering from injuries. With Miss Elle Kersey, the founder and the creator of the Lux Maverick brand. We want to say thank you for coming out. Thank you for being a guest on our episode 13.
My pleasure.
Yes, ma'am. And all praise to the Most High. We out. Have a great day.
Bye.